2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday the 16th of March and it's National Panda Day. And a big happy birthday to Jenny Eclair, Steve Jones, Lauren Graham and Victor Garber. Wednesday saw Jeremy Hunt deliver his first ever budget as Chancellor. Taking to the floor at the Commons, he said his priority is growth and confirmed the UK will avoid a technical recession this year. Among the new policies were an extension of the energy price guarantee until June and a corporation tax increase. But the main focus was on getting thousands back into the workforce, as Jeremy announced an overhaul of the childcare support system.
If we match Dutch levels of participation, there would be more than 1 million additional women working. So today I announce a series of reforms that start that journey.
The changes include an expansion of free childcare for children over 9 months old and payment incentives for those wanting to become childminders. But not all the new policies seem to have gone down well, especially Jeremy's surprise decision to scrap the limit on tax-free pension savings.
Some have also asked me to increase the lifetime allowance from its £1 million limit. But I've decided not to do that. Instead, I will go further and abolish the lifetime allowance altogether.
It was the only permanent tax cut announced, and when all was said and done, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer certainly wasn't impressed.
But I'm afraid the verdict on this budget is clear. They won't offer change because they can't. And so our course is set. Managed decline, Britain going backwards, the sick man of Europe once again.
BBC journalists, teachers, civil servants, rail workers, junior doctors, those were just some of the workers who walked out on Wednesday in what's thought to have been the biggest day of strike action since unrest began last year. Planned teaching strikes in Scotland and Wales had been called off after new pay offers were accepted, but hundreds of schools in England were forced to shut as their dispute continues. Kevin Courtney is the Joint General Secretary of the National Education Union and says he wants to see a resolution.
So we don't want to have any more strikes, but we want the government to make serious offers that can resolve the dispute.
And Shadow Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Pat McFadden, says that you wouldn't see this kind of disruption under Labour.
We never had these kind of strikes when Labour was in power because we generated the economic growth to make sure that the public services were funded properly. That's the approach that we'll take if we get into government.
Tensions rose between the United States and Russia on Wednesday following Tuesday's downing of an American drone in the Black Sea. US officials say the drone became unflyable after it was intercepted by Russian fighter jets. Moscow denies the claims, but confirmed on Wednesday they're working to retrieve the wreckage. Anatoly Antonov, the Russian ambassador to the US, says Moscow isn't interested in conflict with them.
So we don't want any confrontation between the United States and the Russian Federation. We are in favor of pragmatic relations for the interest of the people of the United States and Russian Federation.
Meanwhile, as Chancellor Jeremy Hunt announced an £11 billion increase in defence spending over the next 5 years, Defence Select Committee Chair Tobias Ellwood says the UK's military priorities should remain with Ukraine.
We need to confirm what our mission is. In my view, it's to liberate Donbass, to liberate Crimea. Anything less than that, well, Russia will be able to claim victory, and this will become a frozen conflict.
An operation to arrest the former Prime Minister of Pakistan was suspended on Wednesday after a Pakistani court ordered police to withdraw from his home to allow a cricket match to be played nearby. Police have been battling with protesters outside the residence of former PM Imran Khan since Monday. He's had more than 80 cases filed against him for alleged crimes, including sedition, corruption and terrorism since being ousted last April. But Khan says the charges are all part of a plot by the new government.
They're doing everything to get out of the elections or get me out of the way. One way is to put me in jail. I'm a believer that life and death is in Almighty's hands. So if I have to go to jail, I will. I'm mentally prepared. I've got my reading material ready.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Liverpool's European dream dies and Josh Gad saves a snowman. Right after this. Welcome back.
3,
The Champions League last 16 round wrapped up on Wednesday night with all eyes on Liverpool as they attempted to overcome a 3-goal deficit against Real Madrid to secure a place in the quarter-finals. But the miracle of Bernabeu was not to be, as a dominant display from Real ensured the Reds were knocked out in a game that ended 1-0 to the Spanish side. Liverpool manager Klopp said the right team went through.
Madrid controlled the game. We gave them the opportunity to control it. So, yeah, knockout stages are like this. There are probably 500,000 different ways to go out. This was ours tonight. It's not what we wanted, but it's what we got. Yeah, and now we have to carry on.
He's everyone's favourite snowman, but he almost never made it onto screen. Josh Gad made an appearance on The Late Late Show this week to promote his new film History of the World Part 2, which is now streaming on Disney+. And speaking of Disney, James Corden asked him about the Frozen 3 announcement, and Josh revealed how he inadvertently saved his character Olaf the Snowman from being cut or melted.
Olaf was like dead, as good as dead. Our wonderful co-director, she was like, can we just kill the snowman? We don't need him. I was on New Girl. I played a character named Bearclaw. They did an animation test with Bearclaw, and for some reason, she's like, well, that's funny. I just found this out, though. I had no idea. And she said, yeah, because of you, Olaf lived.
If, like me, you've been waiting with bated breath for a new sci-fi comedy series about a nun taking on AI, then you're in luck. Billed as a battle between faith and technology, Mrs. Davis sees Betty Giplin star as a nun named Simone, who's been tasked with destroying a popular algorithm known as Mrs. Davis. The trailer's just dropped and it looks absolutely bonkers, so mark your calendars because it'll start streaming on Peacock next month.
A lot's changed since I last saw you. Meet the resistance.
What are you resisting?
Same thing you are. The algorithm.
Mrs. Davis?
Don't give it a 9! No one calls Facebook dog.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.